Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, February 19th, 2026. And in this morning's video, we're going to be going over all the latest and greatest for today's weather across the US. Let's get into it right now. Like this video if you like it, subscribe if you've not done so already, and please leave a comment down below where you're watching from. It'd be greatly appreciated. We got a few different areas of low pressure to focus on here. We have one rolling through the areas of the southwest, one rolling through areas of the central plains. This will also be the reason we have severe weather later. We're going to go over that. We also have this low pressure associated with this winter storm still going in some of these areas. So it's 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 surprising that it's still here, but it's very stubborn. Also, some rain moving through the kind of Ohio Valley, the mid South, upper deep South areas here. So moving on from that, watch warnings and advisories look like this. Still have quite a few winter related warnings here, although these pink down here are red flag warnings. Start hanging on to those in some areas. California is just littered with watches, warnings, and advisories right now. This little strip of purple and pink in the middle is for the snow we're seeing right now. We do have a few winter storm warnings up in areas of Nebraska, even getting into Iowa, and then special weather statements up for a bunch of random different things. A lot of these are dense fog related. So moving on from that, here's the SPC risk we have today. And this is very fresh. They just updated this. This is actually my second attempt at making a video. I forgot to turn my microphone on. So I've already gone over all this. So this time I get to go over it and do a little bit better about it. In south central Illinois over to southern Indiana, we have an enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5 from the Storm Prediction Center. This is the experts for severe weather. And we'll break it down by type here in a second. This goes from Columbus, Indiana over to Effingham, Illinois are the main population centers in there. Now I can click on this and it should tell me, yeah, there's 1.1 million people inside that. That's a huge number of people, guys. Bloomington, Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana, Columbus, Indiana, Charleston, Illinois, and Seymour, Illinois are the main population centers in that enhanced risk. You obviously go down here, 10 million in the slight risk and 23.7 million in the marginal risk. This is a big deal. They've just upgraded this. So let's break it down by type. Here's the tornado risk. So this is a very, very big deal. I'm very concerned about this. This yellow thing you see right here with these black dashes through it is a 10% risk. That's the equivalent. You see how it says significant tornado risk? That means that they're honking the horn at the potential that the tornadoes that form in this could be EF2 plus. So I'm a little surprised to see this. I won't lie to you, but I also think it's absolutely valid. I don't think that they've done something weird. This is a very big deal, and so I likely am going to go live and do a live stream later and cover this at least for a little bit of time. We'll see what time I get back from work. So let's break this down. The wind threat from this is even this. It's less. It's only 15%. It's not that enhanced risk equivalent. Hail threat's also the same. So this is what we call a tornado-driven enhanced risk. That is not common this time of year. It's not common any time of year. So I'm concerned about this. It's a big deal. So let's move on from there. Let's go through the southeast here. A lot of moisture rolls through the deep south today. Just body showers, maybe cloud cover, and it might knock down your temperatures a little bit more than this. I'm a little surprised they're calling for as much as the mid 70s in say like the northern areas of the deep south states here, the Gulf Coast states. I'm a little curious as to why that is, but it's possible. Moisture-wise, we could definitely see some moisture in the deep south today, several hundreds to maybe even as much as an inch in some areas with some shower activity that rolls through. Moving up coast a little bit, areas of the mid south also warm, but as you get, there's some sort of gradient here. As you get into areas of Virginia, it cools down quite a bit. So definitely an interesting little almost like cold air damming wedge looking thing there. And then let's go up the coast a little bit more. So this is the H triple R as well for the Northeast. A lot of moisture rolls through the mid Atlantic, kind of getting into the lower Northeast, but it doesn't do a whole lot. These reds and yellows you see over here could absolutely be severe or sub-severe storms. So keep an eye on those. We're going to focus in on those more here in a second. Temperature wise, it's what you look like up here. So it's a chilly day, but as you get into Virginia, it warms up a bit. Areas of the Northeast will not break freezing once again. So here, I'm going to back this up. Here is the HRRR model. Let's get this all in frame for uh, the kind of north central U.S. and it also covers the Ohio Valley. So here we go. As we get closer to, and we'll break this down more in a second. As we get closer to like 2, 3 p.m., we do start to get cells developing in like southern Illinois, and look at snow in areas of Nebraska. So you can see all this stuff right here is severe weather. We'll take a closer look in a second. There's snow in areas of Iowa, rolls up, starts to get into areas of lower Michigan here. This is midnight or 11 p.m. Central Time, so right about midnight. So taking a closer look here, let's back this up to right about here. This frame right here is 1 p.m. Eastern Time, lunchtime Central Time. And we have a little like cluster of storms right there in southern Illinois. We go, let's say this frame right here. I'm gonna pinch zoom this and just show it to you. This is not supposed to be specific. If you live in these counties that are covered by a storm, this is not to say that you're going to see a storm. This is just the general location. Southern Illinois will be our storm initiation zone. I really do think we have a lot of overlapping ingredients in this area. And you see how some of these are kind of comma shaped, kind of like bean shaped? That's the model already kind of picking up on the fact that they'll have a favorable environment and they could be rotating. But moving on a little bit more, it's a very small area. That little cluster of storms goes right over where we have this enhanced risk, and that's it. So that's this model's idea. I will show you one other model. That's the RRFSA model. We should have enough of this to go over it here. So it gets the storms going a bit further to the north. So and they're a little bit more widespread. So it's a different idea, and I'll show you one more. I will go ahead and say that this model has a bias to not show individual cells as much as it does linear nature. So let's see what it does. Um, it kind of, yeah, it looks weird. The NAM, I don't like the NAM 3K all that much. So let's move on from that. This is your temperatures. So in these areas where we're looking at storms, not super like rocket fuel type temperatures, but it's warm. And there's definitely a gradient here. It'll be snowing in some of these areas. So your high temperatures will be much cooler as you work your way up there. And working your way up there to the northern plains, very cold. Single digits in areas of North Dakota and Montana here. Even areas of Wyoming. So very cold. Areas of Minnesota will not break freezing as well. So now moving down to the south central U.S. here. Let's back this up a few frames. So we have a low pressure. And this is the one associated with all of this energy that rolls through. So this will start to lift to the north. That's our only real piece of energy. The south central U.S. is quiet once again. Temperatures in the south central U.S. A warm, over 90 degrees in southern Texas, far southern Texas that is, 80s in the deep south. But it does start to drop off. As you get into areas of say Kansas, you may be in the 40s. So it is starting to cool off in some of these areas. Moving north a bit, the Front Range of Colorado is really cooled off. It's quite warm yesterday. This is like a 20-25 degree difference from day to day here. Cooling down, a big temperature gradient in the central U.S. Now the northwest areas of the country here, we have not kind of one little area of energy to really focus on. There's two in the western U.S., one in the northwest, one in the southwest, but they'll bring snow, maybe even valley snow. And this is starting a little bit further to the east, areas of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, very cold. Even the valleys are a lot cooler than they were yesterday, and the northwest corner of the country is also quite a bit cooler by several degrees than it was yesterday. So moving into the southwest here, we do have one distinct low pressure that rolls ashore and brings a lot of snow, especially to the higher elevations, even lower elevation snow. Looks like a low pressure is trying to get going in areas of Arizona here as well. So I have to see, but this is midnight or so. Actually, it'd be about 10 p.m., even 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is not midnight, but this is the latest model I have for you guys. So temperatures in this area, the Four Corners, definitely cooler than it was yesterday by several degrees in the southeast, or sorry, the southwest. It's pretty similar actually. 50s in the valley areas, maybe even 60s, mid 60s, possibly 70 degrees in the far southern areas of California. So that being said, I will likely go live, do a live stream later to really just focus in on areas of Illinois, Indiana, here along the Ohio River, especially. I mean, if this happens the way that our models show it could happen and the way the experts assume it's going to happen, this will be a very big deal. So please stay safe out there. As always, tune in to my evening video. We're going to go over a pattern discussion and discuss all of our future storm systems. Thank you guys for reaching the subscriber goal I set yesterday. You actually surpassed it by 4. So I much appreciate that. And I've got a new one set, so feel free to help me reach that, of course. So I will see you guys in the next one. I've got to get ready for work, so I will see you in the next one.